Hey, this is Alex, and this is my explanation for how I would set up the time scene in The Winter's Tale. I was thinking it would be a stage kind of like this, with the three-fourths thrust stage, but I like the idea of having stairs up here that kind of lead up and have people moving maybe down here, that kind of thing, but with time kind of standing in the middle here, moving around stage. That kind of thing. And I imagine Time maybe in white robes and is holding his hourglass. So I've kind of constructed my own stage here. And so we have Time in his wings and his hourglass. And let's meet the other characters. This is Polynixes and his son Florizel. And then we have the old shepherd and Perdita and their flock, whatever he's shepherding, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I think this is pretty good. My thought is, like I said, to have Time kind of wandering around up here. And then as he speaks and tells what's been going on for the past 16 years, these characters would maybe enter in, if you can imagine here, enter in from the side and kind of walk around and maybe then these characters would kind of come in and you would see that, now Perdita is grown and she's very pretty and these two kind of have a thing for each other and yeah. So, let's get into the actual scene. Also, I forgot to mention that this is my king, Leontes, and yeah, so I just imagined during the scene as they kind of introduce him and talking about his grief and everything, he would maybe walk up the stairs and be very upset and grieving, and then, with the, going up the stairs, and then maybe with those doors at the back, exiting at the back, showing that he had, kind of shut himself off from the world. So, now, let's get into the scene. I that please some try all, both joy and terror, of good and bad, that makes and unfolds error. Now take upon me, in the name of time, to use my wings, impute it not a crime, to me or my swift passage that I slide over 16 years and leave the growth untried. Of that wide gap, since it is in my power to overthrow law in one self-bore hour, to plant and overwhelm the custom, let me pass the same I am ere ancients' order was, or what is now received. I witness to the times that brought them in, so shall I do the freshest things now reigning, and make stale the glistening of this present, as my tale now seems to it. Your patience this allowing, I turn my glass and give my scene such growing as you had slept between. Leontes leaving, the effects of his fond jealousy so grieving, that he shuts up himself, imagine me, gentle spectators, that I now may be, in fair Bohemia, and remember well I mentioned a son of the king's, which Florizel I now name to you, and with speed so pace to speak of Perdita, now grown in grace, equal with wondering. What of her ensues, I list not prophecy, but let time's news be known when 'tis brought forth, a shepherd's daughter. And what to her adheres, which follows after, is the argument of time, of this allow. If ever you have spent time worse ere now, if never, yet that time himself does say, he wishes earnestly you never may.